inhabitants, we are asking for integration in our own community because our farmlands have been acquired, and we observe that every day by day we have been facing embarrassment, and then every day we have been losing our younger and our parents because of that. Because time past we've been having demolition, and I want to assure you that today is mark 14, 15 years that we are in the court. Now, 3 years, 2023, when the minister came on board, that is Wike, he called on us. We have never had any minister that has listening to us. And if the Wike can listen to us and in his own wisdom call us, ask us, what do we want? And before then, we had almost a year before we understand ourselves with them, because the reason we are in the court. We are in the court now in Area 8. And our barrister wrote to the minister asking reason why he's requesting us to have this exercise. And he responded, yes, what he needs is that our plight, we want to key into it, being that we have asking for integration, and that is what is in the court. So we are satisfied. We say, okay, let's go to the round table. That is the reason why minister set up a committee, 11 men's committee, and I'm happen to be the member, and also my brother here being the member. And this thing that happened yesterday, I want to assure you that we have individual differences and individual understanding. Some years ago and some past ago, there's demolition exercise we are going on, particularly in our areas here, even in Kpaduma 2 there and Guzape. Maybe that is a fear, because it's very, very obvious last 2 years ago that we had all this experience. But I want to make it clear that this exercise is not for demolition. Wike has no intention to come and demolish every person's house as original inhabitant in Kpaduma, Guzape area here. And I want to assure you that we are in the committee and we are discussing and we had understanding, and we are believing at the end of the day we are going to recommend what Wike is going to do for us. Saying the administration of Wike want to come and demolish our community is not like that. When you go out and see the marking, it's not for demolition. This marking is a demographic survey, because we requested for it, and he answered that yes, he's going to do what we want. And that is the reason why he said, okay, if we are ready and he want to give us what we want, so let there be exercise by counting us to know how many are we in the community. This is the reason why they came to mark our houses to know the number of the villagers here in Kpaduma and Guzape and Apeki and Kpaduma too. And I want to assure you that is the reason why. And this exercise is from the from the resettlement department, resettlement and compensation department. It's not for demolition, because in the first place, that is the complaint we gave to the Mr. Minister, that if there's going to be this exercise, we don't want to experience any demolition again about our area. Yes, he considered it. He called there, and then the development control director summoned him to the meeting, told him to his face, told him to stop any exercise of demolition in Kpaduma axis, and it was taken in the minute, and I want to assure you it's not demolition that is written here. It's development and then resettlement and compensation unit that is doing this exercise. The demographic survey cannot be complete without doing the capturing. That is knowing what we have and what we don't have. So if one of our son, one of our brother has done an interview on that aspect, it's not so. So, and I want to assure you the exercise is ongoing. And like you have seen us, we have been meeting from the morning to this hour to see how the continuity of this exercise. So thank you so much. The community and the administration of Wike minister that let there be a standstill for demolition anything until when the exercise is over. And let me clear one here again about what our sons said. We have leaders in the community, and he's saying he's the chief of Kpaduma 2 community. It's not true. We have the Madaki, the chief of Kpaduma 2 is late. We have the Madaki that is taking the affair of Kpaduma 2. He's here, Mr. Simon A. Baba Yerima. He's here and he's seated here. And he's the one acting as a chief of Kpaduma 2. And even Mr. Sunday that he's saying he's the chief of Kpaduma 2, no, we don't know him as a chief of Kpaduma 2. And we don't even know him as second father of Kpaduma 2 because we know that his late father was a second father of Kpaduma 2. So we don't know who coronated him as second father of Kpaduma 2. So thank you so much. We have original inhabitant Bagi, we have Gidi, we have Gwandara, about over 15 languages here residing in Kpaduma. But the majority residing here, living here, are original inhabitants.
Of which we are on, he asked a question unknown to us because of his antecedents and the political will of which he does not take for granted as a former chairman of a local government like us, who comes also from a village, says, these are inhabitant settlements, ancestral settlements. What have you done with them? What are their fates? What has government done? Unfortunately, there was no any tangible response, of which, out of his passionate, heart, so compassionate enough to say, okay, let me see what I can do to this, my people. Because he thought in his heart, of which is a reality, that we've been cheated for long. And that has been our agitation. That has been our plight. That has been our struggle. Like my honorable mentioned, over 15 years ago, we'll be in court, and our prayers are there, being marginalized and all of that. But to this end, we sincerely, from the bottom of our heart, welcome our minister who has seen it, and he has the political will to consider our plight. It's fundamental. Of course, as a good leader who has come to pave a way and better our life, we will call upon our attention to have the exercise done. Like it is mentioned, demographic, assessment, evaluation, and also to see what government, we have a data and know the good plan he has for us, of which we are, by the grace of God, convinced and also have this trust, despite the fears of the previous administration. But we see this administration as a sincere leadership, of which our prayers will be answered as soon as possible. So in that regard, we agree that the assessment should be done. But our fundamental quest in this case is that we should be integrated where we are as our ancestral home. Then, of course, professionally, if we are to understand the meaning of integration, is that we should remain on our ancestral home, God-given land, just as every other person in Nigeria, as the federal system demands, also in our democratic dispensation. Now, there should be a provision of social facilities that includes the road, construction, hospitals, schools, and all of that, of which, if the roads will be constructed, is for our own good, is to service the humanity. And then those that the roads will affect their homes and other social facilities therein will be resettled within their domain, of which is the genuinity of his heart we are seeing. And he has made it for us not to doubt his pronouncement or his intention, good intention. We are being included in the discussions and to see the reality of what he has for us. We have gone around because we have in our domain, the virgin land which is not developed. We have told the government at the committee level, this is where it is identified by us, and we have shown them those that will be affected by road and other facilities will be resettled. There is nothing, we need good thing. We need to enjoy the dividend of democracy, of which, if at all, there will be contrary view. We know many Nigerians are calling our Honorable Minister, His Excellency, a lot of names. But it's just to distract him or an intention to jeopardize his political will on the inhabitants of the land, of which we will and we shall resist and do all we can to avoid that. So we strongly believe in his administration and what he has taken upon himself. It's a bold step he has taken. And so we have confidence in his administration. He's a barrister. Let me quickly inform you. He's a learned man. He has the passion for the ordinary person. He respects the rule of law, not just because of our matter, but because of his antecedents, of which was obvious and is still obvious. And we agree to that. In this case, let everyone, though having your own rights as provided by Constitution, but we should be guided. It's an uncivilized expression of some of our people, of which we will not allow it. Thank you for listening.